There are business leaders out there who achieve what they want. And there are all the others. Leading is a discipline, an art, not a talent. You can learn it, you can even master it. Make sure you get what you want. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you listen to this. Welcome in the Live It, Lead It podcast. I'm Olaf Kapinski, and Musab has an interesting question for us.
Yeah, hey everyone. So last time we were discussing one of our readers. He sent an email about being content in where you are. It was in episode 2.
Yep.
We touched on not working for money. Now, what did you mean by that?
Yeah, that didn't work for money. Let's start a bit from a slight distance, as I know that everybody believes we work for money, and I have a very Prussian education, so to say, and it was evident. You sell your lifetime, or you share your lifetime. No, you sell your lifetime for money.
Right.
So you just give lifetime, 8 hours plus commute, plus breaks, 10 hours, something like that, and then you receive money. So for your real life. I don't know how many decades I lived by that, and I believed that. And then I've felt the results of that. Because this comes with a result, and I understand that this was, like long ago, this was kind of the thing. Starting in the Middle Ages, everybody had a job, and maybe it started even 2,000 years ago or 3,000, 4,000 years ago when the societies invented the sharing of work. Before that, when everybody was running around in the bushes or something, and you just ate what you were hunting down, okay. And preferably you had a partner, and then the both of you and the tribe around that they brought you over the winter, okay. But as professionalization kicked in, people were doing the stuff that they were good at, mainly for a living. So, and this is how we just still have this, or had this nowadays. And to me, this is not enough. That's my point. We were talking about, I think even in episode 02, we were talking about averageness, if that word exists.
Yeah, being average.
And I'm inviting everybody for excellence. I really invite everybody for excellence, and please. I'm inviting myself for excellence as well. So the question that you need to answer for yourself is, why are you here? Why are you here on this planet? Why do you live? What do you want to do with this? I'm not saying achieving. I'm saying, what do you want to do with this? If your answer is, I just want to make 2 babies, see them grow and die. Okay. This podcast is not for you, by the way. And I understand that we had not even decades, centuries, where this was the purpose of thousands of years, where this was the purpose of mankind. Eat food and make kids. Good. And we are beyond that. I state that we are beyond that. This is 2019, 2020, whenever you listen to this. In Western Europe, we don't need to get confused with how to survive. We don't need to worry how to survive, because all Western European countries have a social network which just brings you over the winter. Done.
So I think what you're, if I understand correctly, what you're getting at is, don't survive, thrive.
Ooh, love it.
Because you've been given an opportunity that a lot of other people in the world don't have. If you're well off enough to be listening to this podcast, then you have a platform to be the best that you can be, not just, okay, I need to get food and a roof over my head, boom. What are you going to do once you have that? What's the next step? I think, Olaf, what you were saying earlier about before people would, almost in a way, you would have children and that was your legacy. But now you can make a legacy and leave something. A single person can affect hundreds of thousands and millions of people even after they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we are, to me, this is a gift. This is a gift in 2 dimensions or in 4 dimensions. It depends. If you're a physical person, then it's 4 dimensions. And the point is, it's the time perspective. Our one gift is that we live in the 21st century. I don't believe. I know. Mm-hmm. And you cannot prove me wrong. I know that this is the best time in mankind. It gets so crazy that, especially in Europe, we create artificial problems where we can just put our nerves in because we don't have serious problems. This is Europe and maybe North America. Asia is growing at a high speed, and we can agree or disagree on political systems. I do not care. We live here in Europe. And as I said, this podcast, our main audience is Europe. We live here and we can do whatever we want. We are in the right time. This is the second dimension, Europe, plus North America. And we're, as I said, we are not going into political shortcut discussions with blonde hairs. I don't care. So this is our 2-dimensional gift. 21st century Western Europe. We can do whatever we want. And if you are now sitting in Spain and you're 25 and you're unemployed, I feel very bad for you. Then move away from there. Move away from there. Come over to Budapest or go to Germany or wherever. If you suffer, are we early enough or are we far enough in the podcast that you understand what I'm talking about? Let's give this a shot. If you hate me for this statement and you just unsubscribe, then so be it. But if you suffer, then you suffer on yourself. You're not suffering on the circumstances. The world is full with, give or take, 5 billion people who have a reason to suffer. If you live in Western Europe, sorry, you do not have a reason to suffer. If you suffer, then come on, let's go give you the full show. Then you're lazy.
Yeah.
Sorry to say. If you want to do something, if you have a dream, if you have an idea, or you call it a legacy of your legacy, then go for it. This is the golden times. So.
But I'm too busy.
Yeah, sure. It's a question of priority.
Yeah.
It's a question of priority. And my job is shit, and my wife hates me if I don't bring enough money with me, and my kids' private school is so expensive that I have to take this job. Yeah, it's your decision. Live with the consequences. And consequences, I don't mean in a negative way. We all, at least in English and in German, the word consequences has a very negative connotation.
Yeah.
So you do something and then you face the negative consequences. But there are positive consequences. There are a lot of positive consequences. So I worked my ass off to get this company off the ground, and I faced the consequences. The consequences are that come 10 o'clock, I go out with the dog for an hour of running and just doing exercises outside. So this is the consequences. You have now we're going to the topic of the episode. You have your job that you call shitty and you're forced into this and blah, blah, blah. But the consequences are your income. Don't underestimate. It's your income. It's a lot of money. And I know you feel that it's not enough because you're such a genius and the company doesn't appreciate you enough, blah, 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 blah. You're there voluntarily. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. I'm not saying this to blame you. I'm saying this to give you an idea of your opportunities. I live in Budapest and I'm German. Yes, I don't speak Hungarian. Still not. But that was my decision. Going here. You have the same decision. You have the same decision. So understand what you want to do with your life. And then I invite you to not do a shitty job only for the money. Because that brings you into this, and a lot of people who say my job sucks and I just only do it for money, they can tell you hours why their whole life sucks and everything is stupid and nothing is nice.
Yeah.
And sure, when you wake up in the morning with such a face and you focus on how stupid this all is and that you don't like anything and da-di-da-di-da, then you will see exactly that the whole day, as easy as that. And maybe we should talk about this selective recognition as you're the psychologist here in the round, and you can make some input on that later on.
Yeah.
If you're on that mood, then your life will not be as nice as you maybe wanted. Even worse, maybe you believe that this is the average life of everybody. My invite is, don't live an average life, live an awesome life. So, why not work for money? Because the life is too short to suffer. Don't get me wrong, I love money. I love it.
I think we all do. That's a big, it's a big motivation for people.
Let's dive into this. Where do we have it? There. A colored piece of paper your motivation?
Good. I think it's the possibility, because money money by itself is nothing. And I think, obviously, we're discussing the majority of our audience at the moment is in Western Europe. It's been many, many decades since there's been a major conflict in Western Europe, right? But if you go over to other parts of the world where there's a governmental collapse or there's a war, that colored piece of paper becomes 1,000 times less, worth 1,000 times less than what it was before. You realize that money is a means to an end, right? So when you look at $100, is it the thought of $100, a piece of paper in your hand, or euros, that makes you happy? Or is it the amount of dinners that you can have, or the amount of gas that you can use in your fancy car? That's the idea, the possibility of things that money can bring.
That's the thing. Money is frozen experiences.
Right.
And I think we need to get this right. Having a job which so goes on your nerve that you call your income, like the pain money or something like that, the money that you receive because they torture you all the day. My statement is change. I come from a lot of money to, the first years in the company, nearly zero income. So, and it works as well, because the beauty of this is, what I didn't have in money, I now have in freedom. I can do whatever I want whenever I want it. Can I work to 2200? Yeah, why not? No, nobody is stopping me. Can I make a day off? Yeah, sure, why not? So have your focus on what you want to do with your life. Don't go to a crap job only for the money.
I think I've heard an influential person say this, that people tend to live in extremes in a way. They have either their ideal life on top of a mountain skiing all day, or at the beach swimming all day. And on the other end, they have, I'm stuck in an office all day doing something I hate, right? So you have one end of the spectrum to another. Why can't you be a little bit closer to the middle? Why can't you work your job, but in your free time, work on a passion, a hobby, a company perhaps that you'd like to start, so that you can end up doing, what Olaf was speaking about, doing something that makes you happy but also provides an income.
Let's go back to these two ends of the spectrum that you were stating on. I don't believe the second end. I don't believe that there are people out there who do skiing 365 days a year.
Right.
What I hear from people who are successful equals to make a lot of money. And to me, money is a very good harmonizer, so to say, of success. Of how much success do you have? How much value do you create for others? Because money comes from others. So these people say, no, I have enough money. I'm not working for money. I love money because the more money I make, the more success I have and the more value I give to other people. So for them, money is very often a countermeasure of their own success, achieving their own goals, and being useful for others. And they say, even the people with the big boats, with the big boats, 150 million boats, usually these people are not doing nothing. These people are working.
Yeah.
And yes, if they have their free time, then they let the dragons fly. And their dragons are much more expensive than our dragons.
Of course, but that's what we meant. Like, what I'm saying is people have that idea of I'm either stuck in an office working all day or I'm on the beach sitting and doing nothing. That doesn't exist. The most successful people, even when they're on the beach or they go a few times a year or whatever, but they're doing something positive in the meantime.
Yeah. Create a life that you don't need vacation from.
That's the key.
That's the key. So don't work for money. Work for meaning. Work for entertainment. Work for fun. My very first job, the very first 2 years of my very first job, I would have done for free. Literally, I would have done it for free. Yes, I need to pay for something, blah, blah, blah. I know this, but I would have done this for free. Since then, I just came 15 years of searching for another job of this type. Now I created my own job of this type. This is what I'm recommending. We have all the opportunities. Have an eye on what do you want to do. Create a goal for yourself. Understand your meaning, why you're here. Maybe you can call it the modern word purpose, which we use in Germany since a year, because the German words just are not cool enough. I don't know. Make yourself a person. And then don't go into the office, suffer, and just only survive when you stare at your bank account. That's not worth it. Life's too short to suffer. Does that make sense?
It does.
Good.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Olaf.
Good. What's up? Have a good one. Thanks very much, man.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.